Topic, angle of contact. If you take a solid surface here, a glass slab for example, and if you keep one water drop here, generally water drop spreads on this glass slab like this. But if you take a lotus leaf here, this is a lotus leaf is the solid surface here, and a water drop will get this type of structure. That means it will form the droplets here, but it will try to spread on the glass slab. So the same water, this is water, this is also water here, is showing two different properties based on the other surface. Here the angle made by the tangent drawn at the point of contact with the solid within the liquid surface is known as angle of contact. What is this? Suppose if you take this one here, this is the point of contact between this solid and this liquid. So I'm going to show this. So this is the lotus leaf here. So lotus leaf is the solid surface here. So for this solid surface, there is a point of contact between the solid and liquid. So this is the tangent here, the tangent drawn at this surface. So if we draw the tangent, the angle between the tangent drawn to the liquid surface with solid surface at the point of contact with this solid surface measured within this liquid is called angle of contact theta. So how to define angle of contact? It is the angle between tangent drawn to the liquid solid interface through the point of contact with the solid surface measured within the liquid is known as angle of contact. Here let me explain once again. Angle between the tangent drawn to the liquid surface, liquid solid interface. This is the liquid, this is the solid, this is the point of contact. Through this interface we are drawing through this point of contact. Through the point of contact I am drawing a tangent. So I am measuring the angle between this tangent and the solid surface within the liquid. Why? Because this is also tangent and the solid surface, but this is outside the liquid. We have to measure the angle only within the liquid. This angle is called angle of contact. Now, within the solid surface measured within the liquid. Now, if you see this diagram, in this diagram, this is the point of contact between the solid and liquid surface, and this is the line which is drawn like this. This is the tangent here which is drawn through the point of contact between the solid and liquid, and here we have to measure angle within the liquid. So if you measure the angle within the liquid here, this is the angle measured within this liquid. So this angle we call it as theta, and we call this as angle of contact. In both cases we are taking water only, but the solid surface is different. So here the solid surface is a glass, whereas here solid surface is a lotus leaf. If this angle is obtuse, here it is more than 90. If theta is obtuse angle, then this water will not wet the lotus leaf. So water does not wet. If theta is acute angle, that is less than 90, then water wets the solid surface. Now here let me draw the same diagram. This is the solid surface. Here I am taking a liquid surface here. So it is not spreading here. Here theta is acute angle. In this case, if you take these two surfaces, this is air, this is liquid, and this one is solid. Here we have three different interfaces. The first one is this one. So this is a surface tension between solid and air. So I am writing SA. The second one is here, this is liquid and this is air. Liquid and air. So this is the surface tension between liquid and air. And the third one here, solid and liquid. So the surface tension will act in this direction. So this is the surface tension between solid and liquid. So these are the three different interfaces and three different surface tensions. And we know that this is the angle of contact. And this is in case of this lotus leaf. Let us say this is a lotus leaf and this is a water. Similarly, if you take this, here I am taking this as a lotus leaf. Now, if you take this glass here it is shown that it will try to spread on the surface. Here also, I am going to draw the surface tensions here. This is the surface tension between solid and air. This is the surface tension between solid and liquid. Here, this is the direction of the surface tension between glass, that is solid, and liquid. So this is a liquid air. This is a solid and a liquid. So here theta is a acute angle. Now, from this diagram, what we can write? These are all the forces per unit length. Surface tension is the force per unit length. So if you take only the forces here, this force into this, if you resolve this into two components, one will be like this, another one will be like this. This will be S LA cos theta. Right side we have S LA cos theta plus one more is SSL. This must be equal to this one SSA. So this is the relation between the three surface tensions, but for these three surfaces, three interfaces, as it is air and SLA sin theta is acting upwards. So along x-axis we can write the surface tension between solid and air is equal to surface tension between liquid and air cos theta, where theta is the angle of contact, and the surface tension between solid and liquid. Here from this equation we can write SSL is given by SSA minus SLA cos theta. So let me write this equation. The surface tension between solid and liquid is equal to surface tension between solid and air minus surface tension between liquid and air cos theta. when this SSLA will be greater than this SSA. So for this to happen, for the surface tension between solid and liquid greater than surface tension between solid and air, then it should become positive. So now let us say if theta is negative here, negative of negative will become positive, this value will be more. Now for this to happen, this theta should become, it should be greater than 90 degrees, because in the second quadrant cos 90 to 180 is negative, so this value will become negative, negative of negative will become positive. Then by adding these two, if it is more than this, suppose if theta is less than 0 to 90, this will become negative, this value will become negative. Now in these cases, if theta is 90, that is obtuse angle, and if SSL is greater than SSA, and by adding these two, you will get SSL. If it is greater than this, let us say this is 20 Newton per meter, this is 10 Newton per meter, this is 8 Newton per meter. In this case, 20 greater than 10, and the sum of these two is greater than this, but I don't want this one. If SSL greater than SA, then what happens? The surface tension between solid and liquid is greater than surface tension between solid and air. So this is the case where we explain here water drop on a lotus leaf. Here the molecules of the liquid are attracting more stronger than these attraction between liquid and solid. Here only some particles are sticking to this one, and all other molecules are not sticking to this one. Why? Because a great force or great energy is required for these molecules to attract with this one. That's why here in this case the molecules of liquid attracts strongly themselves. So within the liquid attractive force is more, within the liquid attractive force is more, but the force between the liquid and the solid is less. Force between liquid and solid is less. That's why water will not stick to the lotus leaf. Now in the other case, if this theta may be positive or negative, but if theta is acute, if it is acute angle less than 90, here the force of attraction between solid and liquid is more. Force of attraction between solid and liquid is more than the force of attraction within the liquid molecules, is more than the force of attraction within the liquid molecules. That's why here solid stick to the liquid or liquid stick to the solid very easily. So these are called wetting liquids. The liquids whose angle is acute, that is less than 90 degrees, are called wetting liquids. But you can see in both cases I am taking water only. But now from this example, whether water is wetting liquid or non-wetting liquid. So water can be taken as wetting liquid or non-wetting liquid only depends upon the other surface, but not only on the water. When water is placed on a lotus leaf, it is a non-wetting liquid. Why? Because force of attraction between the water molecules is more than the force of attraction between water and lotus leaf. But whereas when the water is placed on a plastic plate or glass plate, there the force of attraction between the water and glass or plastic is more than the force of attraction within the molecules of the water. Then this will become a wetting liquid. So this is why water, when placed on waxy surfaces, on oily surfaces, it will not stick to that surface, because there the water will have an angle of contact more than 90 degrees with that particular surfaces. And it is found that theta is exactly 90 when water is placed on a silver surface. So theta is not constant for a given liquid. Theta, that is angle of contact, always depends upon the other surface in which it is in contact with. So theta is less than 90 if it is plastic or glass, theta is exactly 90 if water silver surface is taken, theta is greater than 90 if water and lotus leaf are considered. Suppose if you take these raincoats, the upper surface of the cloth is made or finished or covered with non-wetting surfaces, so that even if water drop falls on this one, it will not stick to that raincoat. Here also we have to see that this surface is made such that the angle of contact between this water and the surface should be greater than 90 degrees. So this is how we are using these raincoats. Drops and bubbles. Suppose let me take this drops, any liquid drop. The best example for liquid drops are as well as liquid bubbles. Drops are the water drops formed on the surface of these leaves, but bubbles, best example, the soap bubbles that we produced by blowing air by using a small device in our childhood. So now first let me discuss about this liquid drop. Here I am going to take a drop here. This is a liquid drop of radius r. We know that every surface will have some energy, every liquid surface will have some energy. That energy per unit area, we call it as surface energy or surface tension. This is the energy per unit area. So this is also called, we call it as surface tension. So this is the surface tension of this liquid. In this case, if you take this drop of radius r, if you want to increase the size of this drop, generally why I am taking this drop in a spherical shape? Remember students, as we discussed earlier, if the potential energy of a body is less, the stability will be more. This already we discussed earlier. If you take different bodies having same volume in geometrical shapes, for same volume, it is found that sphere has least surface area. Sphere has least surface area for the same volume. That means if you take a sphere here, this is the sphere. If you take a cube, if you take a plate, these are all the geometrical structures having same volume, but which is having least area, surface area. Sphere has least surface area. So from this, so that's why to have this less potential energy, to gain this less potential energy, if surface area is less, then stability will be more. To get to that stability, all these liquid drops as well as bubbles will try to get least surface area. So to have that least surface area, the shape will be sphere. Why? Because sphere has the least surface area. So this is the reason why all the drops and bubbles are spherical in shape. But remember students, if you neglect gravity, generally if you consider gravity, the drops will have this type of structure. Why? Because the pulling force will be there. So this is the actual shape of these water drops, or this one. But if you neglect this gravity, you can draw them as a spheres only. Now here, based on this one, if you take any water drop here, the water drop or any liquid drop of radius r, now if I want to increase the size of this one, I need to do some work on this one. Just like blowing air through a small device by dipping in the soap solution, if you do less work, you will get the smoke bubbles of small surface area. If you do more work, if you blow more air, the size of the bubble will be more. That means to increase the size of the bubbles, you need to blow more air. That means you are doing more work. Now here also, I want to increase the size of this drop. And this one become, the new radius will be r plus dr, where dr is the change in this one. Dr is the change in the radius of this one. Here from this one we can write what is the work done in this one. We know that SLA, that is the surface tension between liquid and air surface. This is the liquid drop and this is air. So it is liquid drop. The surface tension between these two is divided with the surface tension between liquid and air is given by, it is actually surface energy per unit area. Surface tension is nothing but surface energy per unit area. So initially with the radius r, what is the total surface energy in this drop? Initial surface energy. So this is energy per area. If you cross multiply these two, will be surface energy. So this is S into LA. What is the initial surface area of this drop? 4 pi r square. That is surface area. So when the size increased, what is the final surface energy? The final surface energy is S into LA into, this will be 4 pi r plus delta r whole square. So what is the change in surface energy of this liquid drop? So change in surface energy, this is common here, S into LA common. Now you can write this minus this, 4 pi into r plus dr whole square minus 4 pi r square. Now this is equation 1. This is the change in surface area when the size of the liquid drop is increased by a small distance dr or small radius dr. To increase this surface energy, we need to do some work, and it is found that the atmospheric pressure generally denoted with PA or PO, outer atmospheric pressure, and the pressure inside this one I am denoting with PI. It is found that the pressure inside the drop or bubble is always greater than the pressure outside. So what is the pressure difference between inner surface and outer surface of the drop? So the pressure difference is Pi minus PO. So we are doing some work against this pressure difference. So work done is given by, we know that work done W is equal to force into displacement. If it is a small work done, force into a small displacement. But we know that pressure is equal to force by area. Force can be written as pressure into area. So this can be written as pressure into area into ds. Here this pressure is the pressure difference against which we are doing work. So this I am writing Pi minus PO. This is area into change in displacement. Area of this drop is 4 pi r square and change in length is dr here. So this will become 4 pi r square into dr. 4 pi r square is surface area and ds or dl or dx will be here dr. So this is equation 2. So this is the second equation here. We know that the surface energy has increased due to this work done. So according to work energy theorem, this work done must be equal to change in energy. So work done is equal to change in surface energy. Here I am writing energy only, change in energy. So from equation 1 and 2 we can write Pi, that is internal pressure of the drop minus external pressure of the drop into 4 pi r square into dr is equal to, so write this one, S into SLA into 4 pi r plus dr whole square minus 4 pi r square. So this can be written as pi minus po 4 pi r square dr is equal SLA. Now this is a plus b whole square. 4 pi common, you bring 4 pi outside, 4 pi outside, remaining r square plus delta r square plus 2r delta r minus r square. This is also r square. This r square get cancelled. Delta r is very small when compared to r. Here change in the radius is much lesser than the radius of this one. That's why delta r is very small. Delta r square will be negligible and equal to 0. So I am making this delta r square is 0 here. So internal pressure minus external pressure, the pressure difference, into 4 pi r square into dr is equal SLA 4 pi into this is 2r into dr. First of all, you can cancel this dr and dr here. You can cancel this r and r here, and you can cancel this 4 pi and 4 pi here. So the excess pressure, the pressure difference between the internal surface and external surface, outer surface. So the pressure difference or excess pressure, we call this as excess pressure inside the bubble, drop. Excess pressure P minus P naught is equal, this is 2 into SLA by R. So this is the formula to find out the excess pressure inside a drop. But if you take for a drop, the surface is completely filled with liquid. But in case of a bubble, what happens? There will be two surfaces, both surfaces are increasing. That's why we have to take both surfaces. So here instead of 4 pi r square, external 4 pi r square, internal 4 pi r square will become 8 pi r square. So bubble has two surfaces. In that case, the excess pressure inside a bubble is given by, in case of bubbles, this is 2 but SL by R, this is 4 into SLA by R. Capillary rise. So in this capilla is nothing but hair in Latin language. If you take tubes which are just like this hair thin thickness, so if you insert any this capillary tubes, any tube whose length is too large with compared to radius, so R is very small, this length is too high, and if it is inserted in a liquid, as the upper surface has more energy, it is found that some liquid will enter into this tube. So height of the liquid inside this capillary tube is more than the level of the liquid in the container. So this is called capillary rise, whose height is h. Here let me draw an elaborate diagram here. This is a capillary tube. This is a capillary tube, and whose radius is A. Radius of this tube is A. A is the radius of tube. So due to surface tension effect, if you neglect that gravity, so it is found that the liquid will rise along the surface of this tube. So here liquid will rise here. These are the liquid molecules. They will rise here. Here also they will rise. But as they stick more to the surfaces than this one, so you will get a structure curve like this. So it is a curved surface. So this is possible only in case of this theta is less than 90. You can see this one. This is the tangent. This is the direction of the surface tension between liquid and air, and this is the angle of contact here. So this you can write. This is the angle of contact theta. Now here if you observe this diagram, this is the liquid, this is the liquid, this surface is drawn here, and this is a pressure inside this air bubble, because this is air here, this is air, pressure inside the this drop here in this one. Now this is just nearer to this surface. I am taking pressure due to the liquid, so I will take this as P naught here. Whenever pressure is more, you can see while blowing a bubble also, it will produce this structure only if the pressure is acting on this surface. So where the pressure is more, inside pressure is more, outside pressure is less. So pressure always more than the outer surface here. Here also, if you see this one, in this air drop or bubble, air bubble, pressure is more inside this air and pressure is less outside this one, because here I am not creating a liquid bubble, I am creating a air bubble here. This is a air bubble here. So this is air. So pressure is always more on the concave surface. Here this is one. This one is called concave. You might have studied about concave mirrors. Here pressure is more on concave surface. Pressure is more on concave side. Here this is a concave structure, here pressure is more. So we can write pressure I greater than pressure O. I indicates inside the air. Now if you consider this tank here, this is the liquid here. Here the pressure is atmospheric pressure, so I am taking this as PA. Here the pressure on the same level should be same at A, at B, pressure should be same. This atmospheric pressure and this air pressure both are equal. So pressure of atmosphere here, this pressure on this liquid surface is PA, which is equal to PI, that is inside this air bubble. But how to find the pressure here? So PB is equal pressure due to air plus pressure due to this liquid column which is present here. So this is pressure at B is equal to P naught, this one, sorry, the pressure due to air, that is PI, atmospheric pressure, plus rho GH. What is PB? According to Pascal's law, at the same level, pressure must be same. So PA is equal to PB. So PB is equal to PA. So PA is equal PI plus rho GH. Here, what is the pressure at B? According to Pascal's law, pressure at A must be equal to pressure at B, because both are at the same height. So pressure at B is equal pressure at this point, which we call it as PO, plus pressure due to this liquid, that is we know pressure due to liquid column is given by density of liquid column G into height of the liquid column. Here height raised is equal to H. But we know that pressure at A is equal to pressure at B. So these two are equal. So in place of PA you can write PB, or PB you can write PI. So pressure I is equal to PO plus rho GH. So from this, what is the pressure difference here? We know that PI greater than PO. So pressure difference between these two surfaces is given by PI minus PO is equal to rho GH. This is equation 1. In this case, if the radius of this air drop, here I am going to take this as R, and we know that this is A, radius of this tube is A. If it is theta, this is also theta. So from this what we can write? This is a right angle triangle. So from this is R, this is A. Cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse here. So we can write A by R is equal to cos theta. Now according to this drop, we know that for any drop, whether it is liquid drop or air drop, for any drop, the pressure difference is given by 2 into SL by R. So where R is the radius of this drop here. Now this can be written as P naught Pi minus PO. Pi minus PO is equal 2 into surface tension between liquid and air by what is R? Here cos theta is a by r is equal to a by cos theta. So it will become a by cos theta. So pi minus po is equal to SLA by cos theta equation 2. In equation 1 I got pi minus po, in equation 2 I got pi minus po, so these two must be equal. So 2 times of surface tension of liquid, this of this one by cos theta by A is equal to rho GH. So from this if you cross multiply this one, SLA is equal rho GHA by 2 cos theta, where rho is the density of the liquid that we are taking, G 9.8, H height of the liquid raised, and A is the radius of the capillary tube by 2 cos theta. So this is the surface tension of that liquid with air. Here generally G is a constant, density of a liquid is constant, so surface tension of a liquid can be determined by finding the height of the liquid raised in this case and the radius of the capillary tube by cos theta. But for a given liquid solid surface, let us say this capillary tube is made of glass or plastic, and if it is water, then this cos theta is also constant. So this SLA depends on H and A. Surface tension between liquid and depends on product of H and A, as all others are constant. If height is more, surface tension is said to be more. If A is more, then what happens we will see. So if you know this one, we will solve problems and then we will find the relation between surface tension, height and the radius of the capillary tube. It is found that for wetting liquids where theta is less than 90 degrees, generally the liquid rises in a capillary tube, and the meniscus is concave. But in case of mercury, whose theta is nearly equal to 135, if you insert a capillary tube in a mercury and it is found that instead of rising, the liquid level will fall, and this is convex. So in case of mercury, where theta is acute, that is greater than 90 degrees, liquid falls in the capillary tube, and the meniscus is convex. So here if you draw the diagram, this will be the convex shape and this is the level of the mercury. Even here for water, this will be the surface nature here. This is the shape of the liquid here for water. If it is mercury, this will come in this direction. So this will go down like this. So this is a convex shape. It will get a convex shape in the tube.